Hey folks, Jim here, aka Palette of the Dead. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a new Warhammer news video. Now, as per usual with all these videos, if you like them, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and of course, drop a comment down below. I absolutely love hearing back from you guys, and it goes a massive way to help the channel too. So, as you should be aware if you're a Warhammer Age of Sigmar fan, or if you've just watched a few of my videos, Warhammer Age of Sigmar's 3rd edition, Dominion, has now been released. So this box set includes a whole host of extra new kind of cool bits and pieces from the new cool rules, which is also included a lot of the updates to do with the Broken Realm storylines, and a whole host of new models. The box set itself, of course, includes 60 new models, which is a fantastic number. So a whole host of new Stormcast Eternals and new Aurochs. So the new Aurochs being the Cruel Boys, and they are pretty damn cool, and they look pretty swampy and everything like that, and they look really good. So lots of good stuff from the new box set. But of course, with a new box set, a lot of whole host of new stuff is due to come out. So yesterday they did a Warhammer preview online for Dominion Celebration. I would have done a video on this last night, but I was absolutely exhausted from work, the downside of working full time, and I just didn't have the energy to do the video. Every time I was talking, I was messing stuff up, and yeah, some of the outtakes were just downright obscene. So I had to wait until today to do it. So last night they showed off a whole bunch of new things. So of course, with a new edition, a lot of Battletomes are going to get updated, which, you know, sometimes is a bit frustrating because the updates to the Battletomes don't always expand huge amounts, and a lot of people already own the previous Battletomes. But of course, there will be a new Stormcast Eternal's Battletome, which will cover the rules about the new Thunderstrike armour and a lot of the other bits and pieces to do with a lot of the new models, which you're definitely going to need if you're going to be collecting Stormcast Eternals. And there will be an updated Auroch Warclans Battletome as well, which will include the new Cruel Boys and the new rules revolving around the Forces of Destruction, and the fact that you can add Kragnos to your roster if you wish to, and a whole bunch of other bits and pieces as well to do with everything, including some new narrative and extra bits and pieces, which will be really good stuff. So you got a lot of stuff to look forward to. Whole host of new models coming for these guys as well, which will be revealed in these Battletomes whenever they arrive, which could be sooner rather than later. We just don't know. They have not given us any real time dates from what I can tell on these guys. But of course, there's no point in having new Battletomes without new miniatures. So they revealed a whole bunch of new bits of plastic for us to buy, enjoy, paint and play with. So for the Stormcast Eternals, we have a new Lord Commander, which is Bastian Carthalos, who is the leader of the Hammers of Sigmar. And the model is really nice. I'm not gonna lie, I'm quite impressed by this model. It looks pretty cool. He has a cool stance, the character look is absolutely fantastic, and the fact that he has them glowing blue eyes channeling the lightning coursing through his veins and the power of Azir is pretty damn cool, and he's carrying that pretty cool hammer as well. Now with this model, it can be more posed in a slightly different way as well, so you can have the hammer being held like he is about to literally smash the hell out of something, carrying the hammer in both hands like he is ready to fight, and he also has the option of having a different having a helmet on instead of a bare head. Really cool though. Really like this guy. He looks pretty ace. The design on the back of the cloak is really good as well. I really like that. I think it looks something special, and somebody put a lot of time and effort into that as well. Really good stuff, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else comes from Stormcast Eternal's ranges, which we're not going to have to wait too long for. So we already knew that there was going to be some new units with that chariot and some extra bits and pieces, but of course There is also more bits and pieces that were revealed yesterday, including the Knights Relictor. So these provide support with prayers to the God King Sigmar, and they also carry a rather impressive maul, which is of course a melee weapon, in their hand as well, and there's that kind of skull incense burner essentially that they are carrying, which will provide for prayers and these very religious iconography as well. And they look pretty cool as well. They have a really nice look to them. I do quite like the good old the new Thunderstrike armour and the way that it's been designed for certain characters. I think it fits really quite well. It's a really good bit of kit, and yeah, something a bit more unique, which is always very nice. And of course we're going to have some new infantry. So there are the new Vanquishers, which are pretty cool, clad in their Thunderstrike armour and armed with these awesome celestial greatswords, which look really cool. Some of them look better than others, so the helmetless heads do look pretty cool. Some of them look a bit rubbish. And there are some of the cool weapons as well, including that nice rune-etched sword that this one is carrying. Really good stuff. I really like these guys. They look ace. They look really good, and a lot of detail gone into these, and considering these are infantry without much detail is quite special as well. But of course, you can't just have melee combatants, can you, really, for your army? You're going to need some ranged units as well. So we have Vigilores, which are bow carrying and sword carrying warriors, and these also look really good. They look really nice. So these will kind of join the ranks of your Vanguard Raptors and Judicators and stuff like that as well, with these hand-drawn bows and their quiver of arrows, and these short swords that look like Roman gladiuses as well, which look really good. Quite impressed. I'm really looking forward to all these new Stormcast Eternals. No idea when they're going to be released precisely, but they look pretty damn cool, and I must admit, I'm going to have to get some. I'm not going to lie. Definitely going to need to pick some of these guys up. But of course, we've already had some new units, and not forgetting about them, they are going to kind of bolster them ranks a little bit with some extra little bits and pieces as well for the Annihilators, which are the big heavy armoured circular shield carrying, hammer carrying units, with these new Annihilators as well, which are really cool. So they have more options, including two-handed meteoric grand hammers, and a few extra bits and pieces as well, some different heads that can be used. But these are really cool. I like them. I really do like them. I think they look something a bit different and a bit special as well with these guys. And yeah, definitely a bit more unique for the Stormcast Eternals. But of course, if you're going to have new Stormcast Eternals, you're going to need some new Oryx for them to go up against. And they haven't disappointed. So, first up is the Swamp Boss Scumdrek, who is a legend amongst the Cruel Boys for his abilities as a mighty warrior, but also for the fact that he's been known to gamble on the outcome of battles. And this guy looks pretty ace. He's riding around on this Sludge Raker beast, which is a pretty swampy looking model. I have some ideas of how I would want to do this model. Whether I get a chance to do them, who knows. But it's a pretty cool guy. He's got this kind of cool unit that's kind of like a rigging that has been set up on the back of this beast, and a couple of cages, so he's ready to capture enemy combatants and throw them in these cages, and probably, you know, prod them a little bit, I'm guessing, beat on them a little bit as well, and definitely give them a bit of a torturing, because, you know, you wouldn't you, really? There are also some extra bits and pieces that this kit can make. So it can make a Snatcher Boss on the Sludge Raker Beast if you wanted to as well. So you could get multiples of these and add them to your war hosts. And he has a slightly different look to it. So you can have a different head on the Sludge Raker and everything like that. So really good. I am, yeah, quite happy with these guys. They look really nice. They look pretty damn good as well. But of course, there's going to be a couple of extra bits and pieces. So there is, of course, a new marsh crawler Slugoth as well, which kind of looks like a weird mutated sloth kind of creature, and definitely a bit kind of melted as well. So, bit of an unusual look for this creature, but pretty cool as well, with his kind of unique rigging for the goblins, and the grots have kind of rigged up on its back, and which looks like it's an old, wooden bathtub kind of being strapped to it. But really, really cool look. I quite like it. It's a really unique little unit, and yeah, definitely a good one. I'm quite impressed with this model. It looks really, really good fun. But of course, you're going to need extra infantry as well for a lot of your orcs, because the idea is that you can field tons of them, and it's not going to be a disappointment for anybody if you're going to go with these cruel boys, because they are getting separate releases from the ones inside the Dominion box set as well. So the battle lines are formed up mainly of the Gut Rippers, which have these kind of razor kind of swords, unique banners, and these round shields and sometimes axes that they carry. Very kind of crusty looking weapons, and weapons that you can make look very, very unique, and these orcs are actually pretty cool. These will have multiple options as well to go with them, as well as some other bits and pieces as well. So you can make them stand out a little bit different from ones you got in your Dominion box set if you really wish to. And of course, we need some extra bits and pieces as well. We need something ranged, so there will be the Man Skewer Bolt Boys as well, and one can be made into the Bolt Boy Boss, which is one of the options as well. And these are your ranged infantry for the new Orc war clans as well. They also look really, really good. I must admit, I quite like the look of them. Bit unique, bit different, and definitely a little bit kind of a challenge and a bit different to paint, which is always really, really a good thing, especially with Orcs, because they can look the same all the time. So you can mix, of course, with all these Orcs, you can mix them around, so you can have some of your Iron Jaws mixed up with some of these Man Skewer Bolt Boys if you wish to as well. You can add them to other clans as well, like your Savage Orcs and everything like that, or you can have an amalgamation of all of them as one war clan if you wish to. Really, really good stuff. Quite impressed. A lot of good stuff coming from the Age of Sigmar with the whole new range. So really good stuff to look out for, and yeah, definitely good stuff. Right, I'm rambling on a little bit because I'm a bit tired. Now I'm going to get going, but thank you very, very much for watching. Let me know in the comments down below if you've picked up Dominion and what you're thinking of it so far, and if you're going to be picking up any of the new Stormcast or the new Cruel Boys as well. Thank you very, very much for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Bye bye now.